guys, welcome back. The क्यू गार्डन केस अपन स्टार्ट किया था और वो लेडी से बात करना था.
Locked. Open.
मैंने तो पूरा स्काउट कर लेता हूँ.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. These leather gloves are new and of good quality. This place serves as Albert's office.
Okay.
A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
Okay. Okay, और कुछ है यहाँ पर? सीधा बात ही करना पड़ेगा लगता है.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Okay.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the
अपना नाम
great
बहुत famous है भाई.
detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
इसको फट रहा है. इसके पास पढ़ने के पैसे नहीं थे. एक्सपेंसिव परफ्यूम इस तो जो ले भाई. हेफ्टी अमाउंट ऑफ पैसा आ गया. किधर है भाई ये? नहीं उधर सब नहीं. किधर है? अनमैरिड. ओके.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man.
ये जानबूझ
It is
के
such a
मेरे को इस पे
terrible
बहुत डाउट आ रहा है.
misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Okay.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh, yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic, and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him.
बराबर.
It made him extremely
मेरे को क्यों लग रहा है
demanding.
कि एल्बर्ट और
Albert,
इसने
who
मिलके
was
मारा है.
naturally shy, suffered because of it.
और वो बंदा थोड़ा अच्छा बंदा है जो
Do you
दूसरा
work
बंदा है.
here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I
Ooh.
found my chance to work here for part
बराबर
of my
वो
thesis,
photo.
you see.
Okay.
It is a great honor.
Thank you, miss.
हाँ अभी तो ये टोबी को लेके आना है बराबर. ये तो चल रहा क्यों? मैं तो डायरेक्ट जा सकता हूँ. हाँ. टोबी किधर है?
Come on, Toby. Let
सीधा क्यों? ओ ओ ओ ओ. और भी कुछ है यार. वाइट शेक्सपियर. नहीं मेरे को जाता है मन में. वो लेटर पे तो लिखा था यार कि ऐसा इसका पढ़ाई को इसने ही एल्बर्ट फंड कर रहा है करके. ए रुक ना कुछ आ गया. मेरे को मालूम ही था एक बार आर्काइव जाना है. नहीं रे मेरे को लेटर वेटर नहीं दिखना है भाई. encyclopedia पे रहेगा. प्लांट्स बॉटनी. These plants have a certain toxicity in the common more or less. Okay, ये सब plant only the first three can be dangerous to humans. कौन सा कार्निवोरस वो भी है था यहाँ पर. फिर वो भी था और तीसरा वाला भी था फ्लोरलेम डायबोलिका. ये तीनों भी था. Particularly florilem but only under very specific conditions. क्या है वो condition? The process of aggression against which it will be issue deadly spores. Okay.
here it is.
यही यूज किया उसने पक्का है. क्योंकि वो क्या बोलते हैं वेंट से आया था. वो वेंट वहाँ पर बाजू में रखा है. सील ऑफ द ब्रोकन पॉट. Divine.
That is not the one I need.
नहीं मेरे को रिसर्च पे देखना पड़ेगा.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, There is no address here.
सिंडिकेट, ये तो शर्लॉक केस में भी रहता है ना शायद, याद नहीं अच्छे से। कंप्लेंट अगेंस्ट न्यू डॉट इन 1889। Situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road, protectors of the plants and more particularly trees are currently subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial malfeasance. It may be that this investigation will lead to the... Okay.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
पहले तो जाता हूँ इधर, क्या बोलते हैं, पहले तो जाता हूँ क्यू गार्डन स्टोबी को लेके।
Let us take Toby to... Search, Toby. Search.
हाँ, इधर जो पानी का ये पड़ा रहता है, want to be woof woof करता है वो दरवाजे के पास आके। एल्बर्ट के रूम में क्यों जा रहा है भाई ये? नहीं, उधर से भी दूर जा रहा है।
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
ओह, हिडन बॉटल। मेरे को लगा वो फोनोग्राफ के लिए ये मिलेगा।
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes.
Okay.
A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
ये घर पे अकेले क्या आना पड़ेगा ना। ओके, पहला बेकर शीट जाना पड़ेगा क्या? नहीं, ये लोग के पास ही बेंच रहते तो वहां पर कुछ कर सकता मैं शायद।
This is a...
ये अपने घर पे करना होता है क्या? केमिस्ट्री सिंबल दिया है, घर पे करना है। तो भी घर छोड़ के जा रहे हैं अपन डिवाइन सिंडिकेट के पास बात करने।
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us
Okay.
pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube. This is the bottle.
डाल दिया मैंने।
A colorless, water-based liquid.
Okay. Foul smell.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Okay.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound.
अच्छा, वो रिएजेंट जो वो तीसरा फ्लावर जो था वहाँ पर, फ्लोरल कुछ तो, वहाँ पर उसको एक्टिवेट होने के लिए कुछ तो कंडीशंस था ना।
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette and make several drops of the reagent.
सब चीज के लिए पिपेट प्यूरेट करते रहता है भाई. इस पे डालना है.
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely
Organic
it is
chemistry मेरा
unstable,
बहुत weak
and
है,
that is why
ठीक है.
there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination.
Okay.
This mixture is probably a
Fertilizer.
Someone was carrying out.
Okay, मेरे को समझ गया.
This place is beautiful, Holmes.
Let us find someone who could help us.
ये कौन है भाई? ओह. Guru.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are.
Oh.
To introduce myself, I shall. I
Mr.
am
Yoda.
the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
कौन है भाई?
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Mr. Yoda. बेटा बात कर एकदम. Dragon tattoo. ये क्या हो रहा है भाई?
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the
ये
divine
कौन सा जगह
syndicate.
होता भाई?
Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
इसको फाइट इसके साथ फाइट करना लगता है. फाइट प्लीज.
Green Grand Mystic.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
ये क्या बोलूं मैं इसको? Trivan.
Green Grand.
What is the name of our
Sir,
Lord,
इतना
our God
सिंपल
King?
लिए था.
Our God King's name is Trewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is needed.
पका था
Well,
बहुत है
we
भाई.
will leave you to your meditation. A fragment of a flower pot. A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. The Kew Gardens symbol.
ओहो ये क्या हो गया भाई? ओह मैं ये बजा सकता हूँ, मस्त. इधर भी कुछ भी हो सकता है.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Drugs.
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Watson डॉक्टर बोल रहा है तो मतलब.
This Green Grand Mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
ओ ये लो कल्ट का यही गढ़ है. ये क्या कर रहा है भाई बकचोदी?
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
ओके. अरे ये वाला पसंद तो नहीं यार, मैं तो सीधा ऊपर नीचे कर देगा. बहुत नकली है. एक ट्राई मारूंगा, हो गया तो हो गया, नहीं तो नहीं. वो ये ऐसे भी होता था, ये पहले कोई बताया ही नहीं. बीच वाला कैसे चूज कर?
Praise the grand tree. Praise it. You came to make a donation?
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
ए दारू का धंधा कर रहा है, मेडिटेशन के नाम.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Okay. यहाँ भी जो बना रहा है वो कुछ
A vast amount of opium.
ये तो एकदम ढोंगी बाबा निकला भाई, ढोंगी गुरु निकला। ताकि एक बार ये बजा के तो मिल क्या था।
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
लेटर हाँ वो भी है, इसके इधर है।
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your...
Fishing deadly plan, divide syndicate thieves. नहीं मुझे नहीं लगता, पार्शियल थेफ्ट ही है ये। और मिसिंग डेडली प्लांट्स कुड बी यूज्ड फॉर पॉइजनिंग। वाइट स्टडीज क्या है ये? मुझे नहीं लग रहा है सिंडिकेट ने मारा है, मुझे नहीं लग रहा है सिंडिकेट ने मारा है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। कोई मोटो नहीं, सिर्फ ये बंदा इसे भी क्या बोलते हैं, बहुत ऐसा मारा, क्या बोलते हैं, किलिंग विलिंग तक जाने वाला बंदा नहीं, चोरी वोरी तक वाला बंदा लग रहा है। मुझे मिस वाइट पे थोड़ा शक आ रहा है और वो उसके बेटे पे भी आ रहा है। और क्या है भाई ये लोग के पास, और कुछ कंसील कर रहे हैं क्या ये लोग? ओपीएम सब भी हो गया था। यहाँ पर भी एक डोर था क्या? वही तो देखो।
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant.
Okay.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
बराबर उधर का कैटरपिलर और अपना कैटरपिलर सेम है क्या? ऐसा देखने वाला है।
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
A deadly
A tropical
plant. नहीं रे, tropical plant ही था क्या ये भी?
A tropical plant.
Ah.
A tropical plant.
Okay.
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
एक्सपेरिमेंट ओके इधर जाना है बेकर सिटी जाना है शायद
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
ये नहीं था एफ फ्लोरल ही था भाई मेरे को अच्छे से मत
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
बाजू वाला प्लांट निकाल लिया भाई क्या फालतू की
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
बंद हो जाएगा बंद बैठ रहे भाई
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
ओके ओके ये रख दे भाई जल्दी जल्दी आने से पहले रे यार ये खा लेता है रे
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
यही है प्लांट मेरे को अच्छे से मालूम है और थोड़ा डाल नहीं सकते क्या
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
एक काम करता हूँ इसका जगह और इसका जगह स्वैप कर देता हूँ इसका जगह और इसका जगह स्वैप कर देता हूँ ये रिएक्ट तो नहीं कर रहा तो मस्त डाल देता हूँ पूरा और फिर कैटरपिलर लेके पूरा प्लेस करता हूँ
This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the...
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
बराबर Kew Gardens, come on. I guess this is our last trip. इसमें केस खत्म होने का चांसेस है. मैं तो सीधे जाऊंगा मार्गरेट वाइट से पूछूंगा. I guess. ये बात करके मतलब नहीं है. Talk to all the suspects on the day of murder. Okay.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
Okay.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
तो मेरे को इस पे तो डाउट ही नहीं आ रहा है भाई.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Yes.
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
रेनॉल्ड वाला वो क्यों है भाई? फोटोग्राफ विद फादर.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role.
Okay.
But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are...
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
हाँ कुछ लीड मिला है क्या? हो सकता है बट मुझे इस पे भी डाउट है बट ये दोनों पे भी डाउट है अभी तो. एल्बर्ट पे डाउट थोड़ा बहुत आ रहा है, तीनों पे भी डाउट है यार अभी मेरे को. देखते.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
तेरा डेस्क में वो सब क्यों है भाई?
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
बराबर.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
देना भाई.
Tell
Device.
me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
ये नहीं
Your
है
father's
डिवाइस
death
इंडिकेट
does
के
seem
नाम
highly
मेरे को
suspicious.
उसके लेटर पे ही दिखा
What were
था
your
मार्गरेट के.
movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa, something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
हिमेश और उसने मिलके किया अभी तो लग रहा है. ये तो पक्का है भाई, वाइट कोई पॉइजन बनाने आता है. वाइट ही है बट पर वाइट को भी इन्वेस्टिगेट कर दिया तो मेरे को दोनों भी लग रहा है यार. देख लेते हैं. वाइट ही है. फिर एक्सपेरिमेंट भी परफॉर्म करना है ना. विल नॉट क्या बोलते हैं, विल नॉट हेस्ट द प्रोसेस दिस टाइम. हेस्टन द प्रोसेस ज़्यादा एकदम बोलते हैं ना, ज़्यादा एकदम करने से भी केस थोड़ा डाइवर्ट हो सकता है. तो थोड़ा सा संभाल के ही करना पड़ेगा. स्टेप्स, वन स्टेप एट अ टाइम. लेट्स गो. Do you know
The
anything
Divine
about the
Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Yes.
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
क्यों आएगा, क्यों आएगा? नहीं, कैसे क्यों नहीं आया?
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can. But there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20
But
minutes to
10 तक वो
I
बात
heard
कर
the
रहा था
cries
करके
of
वो
Albert
बोला
and
बंदे
Mr.
ने.
Hamish from the large glass house.
गलत है भाई,
I
बहुत
joined them
गलत
as
है.
soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
But you
Ah,
say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
ठीक है भाई, उधर
Thank
मिला
you,
ही नहीं
miss.
था मेरे को.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
नहीं 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 नहीं. बराबर यही है भाई सीक्वेंस.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
बराबर ये पहले आके देखा था मैंने.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
यहाँ पर एक वो वेंटिलेशन का ये था ना. किधर था वेंटिलेशन सिस्टम? उस साइड पे था क्या?
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
We have to activate the ventilation system.
वेंटिलेशन सिस्टम वो ये पूरा स्टीम इंजन जैसा था. वो घर के बाहर था ना शायद. छी गार्डन के बाहर था. यहाँ पर ये कौन सा जगह है रे?
These flower pots are beautiful.
ये
The symbol is not.
ये सब जगह एक्सप्लोर ही नहीं किया, फिर भी मेरे को क्लू मिल गया पूरा. तो सब जगह है भाई. राइट ट्रॉपिक्स. यहाँ पर आई डोंट थिंक सो कुछ लीड्स है.
Dry tropics. The power is on. The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active.
Okay, I will off the transmission. अच्छा ये ऑफ था क्या?
The engine has started.
Okay.
The ventilation system is working.
ये जाके अभी सिर्फ देखना है.
Dry.
ए
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
फैंस ये किधर आया भाई? वो बराबर एल्बर्ट का रूम मार्गरेट के उधर था. बराबर विंडो, 2 विंडो था. ओके आई गेट इट, आई गेट इट. पक्का मेरे को मार्गरेट ही लग रहा है भाई. पक्का नर्सरी में इसका रूम था. बराबर. हाँ ये लगा.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can act.
ओके ओके किधर है? I guess यहाँ पर ही रहना चाहिए दूसरा.
Before I
यस.
activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the Colonial Collection Room can.
मुझे मालूम ही था भाई, यहाँ पर क्यों दिया है इसने ये।
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the colonial collection room.
ओके
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
तो दो ये है भाई। अरेस्ट नहीं करना है रे। मुझे गट फीलिंग है कि मुझे इतना मालूम है कि ये लोग इन्वॉल्व नहीं है, पार्शियल थेफ्ट ही है, मतलब स्टोल ऑल। बट ये करता हूं तो ये गलत हो जाएगा ना। पार्शियल थेफ्ट ही है यार, मेरे को अच्छे से मालूम है। अरेस्ट करके देखते हैं ना क्या ही जाता है। बट ये भी बंदा है, मुझे इतना अच्छे से मालूम है कि हेमिश है। ये क्या हो गया भाई? हाँ, हेमिश भी है और वो भी है।
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
एल्बर्ट का और इसका लेना देना ही नहीं है भाई, 100% है। लस्टर्ड से बात करना है गेस। हाँ बस।
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
लग गया ही था, मुझे मालूम है ये लोग दोनों ही है। वो रूम वो लड़की भी यूज करती है, वो बंदे का रूम, और वो लेटर्स से पता चला कि मार्गरेट वाइट भी इक्वली गिल्टी है। आई जस्ट न्यू इट। मेरा गट फीलिंग है, ये पक्का है। मार्गरेट वाइट भी एक बड़ी क्रिमिनल है। ही इज ऑल्सो accomplice in this.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry. Martin Hamish is...
Large glass house. एक मिनट, वो 302 पे उसने बोला था कि
What should we do next, Holmes?
ये तो कुछ बताता भी नहीं है भाई।
What should we do
अरे
next,
हट ना
Holmes?
भाई, रास्ते से तो हट।
The seeds of...
तो पहले भी हो गया था। अरे यार ये बस वो रूम पे जाना है और वो phonograph in the laboratory. $320 बोला था
Here
ना?
it is.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
नहीं रे, अभी ये क्या नया, तो टाइमिंग गलत बोली थी. ठीक है, सिफारिश करने जाना है ना. लार्ज ग्लास हाउस बोला था उसने.
Holmes,
ओ
my
भाई
God!
क्या है ये?
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
रिजर्व स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड ही है ना. ओ ये केस तो बहुत ही अजीब टर्न ले लिया भाई. अच्छा, इधर बॉडी नहीं है क्या? अब बंदे लोग हैं यार. हट. Where is the reserve here? हाँ वो रिजर्व मैप में देखा था मैंने एक जगह. इधर ही है क्या?
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
लेटर है कुछ तो. Life has become a living hell. I find it done deserve to die, but I cannot forgive myself for blood. We Hamisha seem to have always fallen victim to our second, and I find myself to be no exception. I must attend and I shall do so. Here and now, farewell. Okay, suicide letter दे दिया भाई.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Club foot. इसका मतलब? Animal, what is club foot? The one double revision material suffered from a club foot and a tibial torsion. Club foot क्या होता है? ओ मतलब ओके, उससे उतना वो लंगड़ के जाके वो डोर बंद करने का उतना टाइम नहीं था. ओके, डिड यू हैव एन accomplice? यस यस यस, इट्स मार्गरेट. ओके. ओ
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
Yes.
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That...
I have another... Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Bye. नहीं पहले तो इसने हैमिश को देखा बराबर. अच्छा ब्लू मतलब ये. हाँ इसने क्या क्या बोला था. ये नहीं 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 क्या बोला. नहीं 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 मुझे स्किप भी नहीं करना था ये. स्किप स्किप. अरे नहीं वो इसने क्या बोला था मेरे को याद नहीं. 9:30. 9:30 ओके. ये टाइम लाइन नहीं हो गया. ओके इट वाज अराउंड 20 minutes to 10 then when 20 minutes to 10 okay went out to the backyard मतलब ये कौन सा है भाई. ये इधर ही आएगा बराबर. मीट एल्बर्ट इन द सीड हाउस अराउंड 9:30 ओके. सीड हाउस वाला की बोल. Okay. After 10 minutes, Dune recommends his inspection in the dry tropic soon. Okay. Martin Hamish has a conversation this night at 10 o'clock. Okay. Okay, हाँ. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40. Okay. When he saw Hamish and Albert in the water lily greenhouse and joined them there. 10:40. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Montag Dunn was unwell. ये क्या है भाई. It was around 10:30 बराबर. Albert was in the seed house entire morning. He was returning from visiting with 10:10. यही तो है. ये दो एक्स्ट्रा है क्या. ये पॉइजन कभी हुआ रहेगा इधर 10:20 के आसपास ना. ये क्या घटिया टाइमलाइन है.
Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish.
मुझे इतना मालूम है कि वो वही है, क्या बोलता है, मार्गरेट ही है. You don't need to do all these jargons and all.
Holmes, don't look at me
ये
like that.
टाइमलाइन वाला.
I don't know what
हाँ
to think
वो
about all
अगर एक
this.
रिटर्न फैशन पे रहता तो हो जाता, बट I'm pretty sure it's white. Come on, it's white. Pretty sure it's white. Come on, it's white. Yes. Yes.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is
Oh,
obvious,
bye.
Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Let's go.
Whatever.
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been...
All right.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
क्या है भाई वो?
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Watson है वहाँ पर.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
अरे वॉटसन, क्या बंदा है ये, कितना स्लो है.
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The point.
रिप्ले एंडिंग प्लीज. पकड़ना है भाई उसे, मुझे पकड़ना है, कन्फेस करवाना है. बहुत फास्ट है यार, मैं देखा ही नहीं, मुझे बराबर. इस बार सब स्किप मारूंगा, जाके सीधा उधर चले जाऊंगा.
But Holmes.
एक कन्वर्ट स्किप. ओके. W.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
अभी है Yeah!
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Yes! Yes! तो यहीं पर आज का गेम प्ले खत्म हो रहा है. We'll meet you in the next video. If you have not subscribed, then please subscribe. And until then, stay tuned. Bye.